All right. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Cool. So today, I'm back from WordCamp Asia, and I am excited to be here. I'm going to be going through a couple of versions of Gutenberg, specifically 17.7, which I'm going to drop in chat. And then 17.8. I'm sorry, 17.8 and 17.9. Those are the ones I'm going through. That's the ones. Yeah. Cool. Anyways, yeah. So WordCamp Asia was a blast. I got to hang out with a guy by the name of Kevin, and it was fun. But yeah, so I guess I'll just kind of get into this. So 17.8 and 9 will not be part of the WordPress, the upcoming 6.5 release. You can take a look and see what's going to be released with that. Now, that being said, if there's any sort of like backport things that need to be added or fixed or anything, those will be in, but any new features won't come in. So yeah, so let's take a look. First of all, did I even spin up my local environment? I think I did. Let's see, Twitch streams. And I'll get this loaded up here. If you're listening and the audio is weird, let me know. I'm having a lot of problems with my audio this morning. I think it might be time. Oh, what is this? Oh, I broke something. That feeling when you break things. And you break things. What am I doing here? Directives. That's the one I need to do something with. Stand by. Index line 62. Where's line 62? Huh. That's one way of fixing it. Just delete the code. Okay, so I go, what's active here? Just active plugins. I'm gonna deactivate that. I'm gonna deactivate that. I'm gonna deactivate this. So I've actually got Gutenberg 17.9 installed here locally. So yeah, so let's take a look. We'll do a little Gutenberg 17.8 review. I don't know what we're gonna do in there, but maybe we'll do something. Maybe we'll do something. I don't really know. Cool. So 17.8. So let's look. All right. So what's new in 17.8? Okay. Okay. So grid layout variation. What does this look like? So this is a new feature. Is this a new feature? This will be a new feature. Yawns. Hey, the Lup. Welcome. Yes, I yawned. I'm a human. Sun got up at 4 a.m. this morning and didn't want to go back to bed. So, yeah, so I'm tired. I'm tired today. That's okay. All right, grid layout variation. Let's have a look at this video and see what it does. I'm going to zoom this in because no human being can read that. No human stacks books like that. Please, if you get that reference, drop something in the chat and let me know. So what is this? Grid layout variation. Grid layout is a new variation of the Graph allows you to display the blocks within a group as a grid. There are two options for the grid layout. Auto generates the grid and rows manually, automatically. Even above that, a manual allows specific exact numbers. Now I think there was something weird going on. Let's look. So let's look. Can I just put a group block in here? I'm gonna put a little group block in there. Oh, I know what I'll do. Stand by. This is not what I want. What I want is a query loop block. Query. I'm gonna spell it correctly. Query loop block. Start blank. I'm gonna go whatever. Sure. And then in here, I'm gonna take this and take this. And can I do? Kevin. Kevin's here. Kevin's here. Everybody, get rid of this. Let's hide this. What am I doing here? Sorry. Okay, so All right, let's just put a group block in and see what happens. I think I'm overcomplicating this. Let's just go like this. We go group. So we've got, that looks like the grid layout. Yeah, that's the grid layout. So let's put a bunch of images in from the media library. You know where I'm going with this. Another image from the media library. Sure. I'm just gonna do this, duplicate these blocks a bunch of times. That's cool. That's pretty neat. So let's look at the grid. So we switch it to row, regular stuff, grid. That's pretty cool. So if we go auto minimum, so we're gonna set the minimum. Now what's manual allow us to do columns 5? Now I thought there was an issue, and they may have fixed it. It looks like they may have fixed it. There was an issue, I believe. I was talking to Justin Tadlock about this. What the deuce? Terrence is here. Yeah, cool. So the manual is set. I think there was, I don't know, Justin Tadlock and I were talking about this, and there was something weird going on with the manual setting, but looks like they probably fixed that. So grid's pretty handy. It's pretty handy dandy. It's going good, Terrence. Glad to see you're here. Thanks for hanging out. I got the news today that I was not accepted to speak at WordCamp Europe. So bummer. What? No, last week. I don't know. There was was my schedule screwed up in Twitch? Probably. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna boycott. You're just not gonna get a t-shirt, my friend. Titus, I was supposed to stream last week and ended up being so jet lagged and tired and stuff that I was not able to do it. But anyhow, oh, Carolina, hi. No, that's my brain. That's good. No. It's yeah. Okay, yeah. It is. It is your brain. It is your brain. Why am I even arguing with this? So okay, so grid child sizing using I can't speak the language today, friends. Titus, you were in Florida last week, didn't know it anyway. Yeah, cool. Terrence, that is very nice of you, but a waste of money. No one wants to see me talk. All right. Quick question. The audio. How's the audio? Can you hear the music? I have music playing, but can you get a personal one-on-one presentation? Sure. You sure can. You can show up every week, 10:30 on Twitch, and I will talk to you directly. Okay, you hear it? Cool. Nice, because I'm I got some Spotify going right now, which I like. So no problem, Terrence. It's good to see you. We're doing some ASMR. Is that what it is? Yes, we hear you sadly. Oh, shut your face. Anyways, okay, so grid child sizing. What is this? Using row and column span to resize a grid item. Grid children can be resized to a specific number of rows, columns by changing. Oh, that looks cool. Where am I here? So if I go in here, how do I do that? Oh, that's all right. I like that. I'm going to manually set this to like 4 columns though, so something a little bit cooler. So then I can grab this one, I can come in here and I can say, that's really cool. I like this. This is nice. This is very nice. So this will not be, I'm pretty sure, Carolina, you probably know, I'm pretty sure this grid will not be in 6.5 because it's a new feature. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But the grid is very nice. This is very nice. Yeah, so it will not be in 6.5. 6.5. So just in case you're joining late, 17.8 and 17.9, which is what I'm looking at right now, is, well, it's responsive in that sense. Let's see if I can... Maybe let me make some changes to it here. Maybe make this a little bit bigger. Oops, something like that. Let's see. Oh, cool. It looks like it's responsive in that sense, but I am not using a very good template for this. Anyways, it's only in Gutenberg, yeah. So Kev, it is somewhat responsive. I think it just kind of like shrinks and stuff, but I have to get a better template for this to be able to get this doing this properly. Let's see. Let me mess with this template maybe. I have 2 columns. Why do I need 2 columns? That can just F right off. I'm going to switch this into a group block. We're gonna go like that. Oh my lord! Oh my lord! There's so much nesting going on here. So much nesting going on. So I'm gonna make it wider. No, whatever. Put that up there, and let's save this. And we'll do this again. They should use the min-max. That didn't help. So that's looks like as far as it's responsive, but anyways, this, you know what might be a better idea instead of farting around with this. I'm just gonna switch to a better template or a better theme. I mean, switch to 2024. Where's that? Where's 2024? Where's 2024? Where is it? Actually, there we go. Okay, let's see. Ah. No change. No change. That's fine. All right. It's not really responsive. It will make it smaller. It looks like. Okay, cool. All right. Enough of this shenaniganery. Get out of here. Okay, we'll do this. All right. So we looked at that. That was pretty sick. I really like this stuff. This grid stuff's going to be amazing. It's going to be able to do really, really cool layouts pretty quick. Bulk export your patterns. Okay, multiple patterns cannot be exported at the same time. If after selecting the patterns you like to export in the patterns section of the site editor, use export as JSON. All right, so I gotta go to the site editor, and I gotta go patterns, and this is nice. I'm gonna switch this to a different view. How do I switch the view? Can you switch the view in this? I thought you could. Fields, title, sort ascending. Field, sync status. Huh. Okay, I guess there's no template for that. Okay, cool. I'm thinking. The reason I look confused is because I live my life looking confused. But some of the other templates, like if you go in pages, you can. You should be able. There's a layout, which is not there yet. So this is the same. So there is no layout switching in the templates. Patterns is the word I'm looking for. So anyway, so if I grab that one, no, wait, do I have some in here? There's a lot. There we go. So I can grab that, I can grab that, and I can grab that, and I can go, what can I do? Where can I do that? Export as JSON? Is that what it's telling me? The bulk menu. I wasn't just, right there, added 3 items. Okay, export as JSON. So, keep, yes. Oh, interesting. Yes, I will keep that, and I will do this. And I will just open that off screen so you just can't see what I'm doing. Expanding patterns, export.zip. Oh, Mike, getting the spinning beach ball of death. So what was exported was all this stuff. So there we go. I mean, it's a good looking pattern. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh God. Anyways, what's next here? So browse and try alternative templates in the sidebar. Browsing alternative templates in the sidebar. Okay. Templates and template parts are now show similar related templates in the sidebar. You can switch to an alternative template or template part in a single click. Okay, so if oh God, what am I doing? If I go to the editor and I go to this home page, I guess that can go away. Close. Oh wait. Templates. Let's go index template, and then I go. Okay, I'm not doing this right. Oh, here we go. Choose a predefined pattern to switch the look of your template. Oh, cool. So you can... Oh, that's pretty cool. It runs a bit slow for me. It runs a bit slow. I don't know if that's just because I've got a lot going on. I have multiple things running, but that seemed like a bit. I mean, there's a lot it's doing too. Like I click on that and it seems to be just a bit, running a bit sluggish. That's no criticism. That's just what's happening. Okay, that's pretty neat though. I like that. So okay, some other notable highlights. We got accessibility and enter editing mode via enter or spacebar. Oh, that's cool. So I think that means if I come back to my things, blog home, and I go enter. That didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Nope. So whatever, let's go to pages. Hitting spacebar takes me somewhere else. It got me out of there. Okay, maybe I'm doing this wrong. Oops. There was a regression being able to. Okay, so let's go back. Now, bear in mind, I am running 17.9, so there might be something. I wonder if the preview means it's running the query once per preview. Oh, maybe. Okay, so I'm in here, but I click on that, it takes me in. That's very strange. I gotta get. I'm not happy here. Hold on, index. So, yeah, that doesn't seem to work for me, but. Because when I'm hitting enter and it just kind of takes me back here. So maybe I need to be tabbed. I don't know. This I can't figure out. Which is a little bit embarrassing. Not gonna lie to you. Okay, so I'm in there. I hit spacebar. So it's taking me back out here. So it's taking me out. Okay. Anyways. Okay, so that is clearly me not doing it right, but we'll figure that out. Okay. Font library, display font collected with pagination instead of infinite scrolling. Performance improvements, pattern block, batch replace actions. Repository specific code of context being removed from here using a shared code. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's look at the change log. Lots of stuff. Bulk export, yeah. Show and select related. That's yeah. Add toggle for grid types and disable as block. Add support for column and row span and grid. Oh yeah. Patterns page. Make category action button compact. Okay. Okay. A lot going on in the font library. I think there's some last minute conversations around that right now. That may or may not. I don't know what it means. I've heard there's some bugs and they're still trying to work out some things, but they got some smart folks working on it, so I'm pretty sure they'll have it figured out. Tweak style link. Headlines, okay. Data views, make all pages viewable consistent with template patterns. Yeah, script modules, add deregister option. Cool. Block hooks. Add help text to plugins panel. Oh, speaking of, I'll do this in a second, but yeah. Don't let me forget, there's a block hooks thing. Block bindings, lock editing of blocks by default. Cool. Style engine, rename row. Okay, yeah. Block library gallery, set the default block. Remove the navigation. Increase footnotes area. This music is so chill. I just feel so relaxed. I just feel so relaxed hanging out. Custom select. Styles. Refactor. Oh, only add proxies to plain objects inside the store. Has anyone had a chance to play around with the interactivity API yet? Because it is chef kiss. I love it. I was messing around with it the other day and I got so much cool stuff going on. Yeah, you should really check it out. I have been working on this. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to talk about that in a second because this is for the YouTube, so I don't have all these tangents that don't get into the video. Okay, list view, block library. Okay, fix server-side running for search block. Navigation to avoid using, okay. Okay, data views, lots of data views stuff going on. There's a lot of fixes in this. So all of these fixes and bug stuff they will make it into 6.5. It's just none of the new features will make it over. I'm just gonna keep saying that. Same patterns, design tools, components, post editor. There's not a ton of cool block bindings. Some really cool stuff with block bindings too. Like Justin has been doing some really cool things on the developer blog. Highly recommend you go look at it. He's got 2 things. This is his second one. Did I say the font library is not cool? Oh no, the font library is cool. What are you talking about? Don't you put words in my mouth? I'll fight you. View all posts. Anyways, go read Justin's stuff on block bindings because it's really cool. The stuff that you can do. It's only supported in like 4 blocks right now, 4 or 5 blocks, 4 blocks I think. But you can do custom binding sources. It's really cool, really cool stuff. Okay, performance docs, interactivity, fixed baby version, update new store documentation. Yeah, there's support reference. Okay. Shadow, create block, remove deprecated view module field, right? Okay. Post center, refactor to use string. Right, okay. The names of some of these helpers are still in flux. I think they've been nailed down now, but contributors. Let's see. Anyone we know in here? Anyone we know? Let's see. Every time we see this Kevin, I think it's our Kevin. It's not our Kevin. It's not our Kevin. Aki is amazing. Okay, cool. Well, that's 17.8. That's some pretty cool stuff. Some really cool stuff going on in there. Excited for it. The 2 things that I wanted to mention is that if you're interested in block hooks, there is a developer hours coming up on next week, on the 26th with Nick Diego and Bernie, who's Bernie Ryder. So I'd go and check that out for sure. Block hooks, if you're not familiar with that, is basically the ability to hook into a template to add a block inside of a pattern or a template. It's very, very cool. There's some limitations to it, but it's super, super cool stuff. So you should go check this out. Go sign up and get notifications. So that was the one thing. And then what was the other thing I was going to go on about? Oh no, I forget now. I got to look for the... I can't remember. It must have been the interactivity API or something. Oh, right. I've been working on this gallery slider thing that I have been building. It's right here. That's not it. This is it. That's not it. Well, this is it, but this is not what I'm looking for. There we go. Oh yeah, the plugin dependencies is very, very cool as well. That's a pretty straightforward thing. So I've been working on this gallery slider, and it's really shaping up. So it uses the interactivity API entirely, and I kind of went through a pass on it, because some of the stuff that I was running into was you were getting flashes of content, because if you're unfamiliar with the interactivity API, basically what it does is it parses stuff on the server, and then JavaScript takes over and it can update values. Well, if your values aren't on the server, then you get this flash of content, or like, things change, or all of a sudden text is there when it wasn't there before. It's that like that flash of unstyled content, the FAUK thing or whatever, right? And you get some like layout shifting and things like that. So I was playing around with it to not have that happen. And I can show you that actually. Let me just see. So here it is. So this is, oh, because I don't have it enabled. Stand by. And by the way, I am calling it a yappy slider, and everyone hates that. So I'm going to not call it that anymore, I think. Kevin specifically told me it's stupid. This is erring. What's erring? You're erring. Okay, so I have some stuff in here. So I look at this on the front page now. You see I've got this thing going on. But you see this little flash here? Is that from that? Let's look. Maybe my code's not built. Where is this? I do realize that I still have to get into some other stuff. So in the render.php. I think I ran into this before, and I think it had to do with this theme rather than my code, because it can't be my code. My code is perfect. Call it. How about how about I call it this? Ah, it's horrible. Rand's code is always perfect. It is perfect. Corey, welcome to the stream. You're always welcome. You show up and drop comments like that. You can definitely hang out. What am I doing? Is it IDE? I think that's the one I was using. There we go. So you see, so I'm refreshing the crap out of this, and this is not flashing. These are correct. And what was happening before was that, let me turn this continuous off, was that these buttons would show up and then they would flash like this would show up enabled, and then the JavaScript getter would take over and it would say, oh, okay, that needs to be disabled because there is no previous slide. I'm on the second slide. So what I was doing was in my Vue.js, I was doing things like this. I have this getter like no previous slide, no next slide, which is basically what determines whether or not you can slide back and forth, right? What I ended up having to do was well, there's two things that I wanted to do. One, I wanted to have this count be available immediately, not be updated by a JavaScript, because what was happening was, and I can actually show you that right now. I can get rid of this, and what'll happen, you see how that sort of flashed there? Are you seeing that? It sort of flashes. It's because what happens is the Vue.js in my render, I've got this this text here, and it's being bound to image index, and so image index is actually a getter in my state get image index, which is creating some derived content or some derived state based on some things, and it's returning the current slide / the total slide. It was working, but we have that flash. So what I ended up having to do is I actually had to do this on the server side. So there's a function called WP interactive state. It takes two parameters. The first one is the name of our store. The second one is sort of like the default state values. Now, it's what's weird, and what I had to wrap my head around a bit was I had messed around with using this before, but the problem was if I tracked by current slide and all that in state, then every slider instance would get updated if I changed it on one of them. So that was weird. But what this is going to do is this is going to give me a default value, and then the getters are going to update immediately, right? So what I ended up doing was this no previous slide is basically, this is just going to return true if this context / continuous, which is basically this attribute. So if I turn this on to continuous, then it'll just slide. It will work both ways forever and ever and ever, right? So but they take all the values slider first and update immediately. But they take all the values of the first slider, then update immediately. No, well, yeah, basically. So I put this, I was testing this, and if we put another gallery in, right? And I just put a single slider in, for example. Let's just do whatever cover, and I'll do this one, and I'll do this, right? And then I refresh this. Oh, that's an edge case I need to figure out there, because I'm not doing it. Oh yeah, I see. So this is another edge case. So it's fine. It's not messing with anything, right? Like once I have my state set, it's all good. But I'm now realizing that if I have a slider with a single slide in it, I need to fix that flash. So I don't know if you can see that very well, but when I refresh this little button just flashes ever so slightly. I don't know if you can see it, but the reason it's doing that is because it's using the getter called no next slide to figure out whether or not there is a next slide, and if there isn't, it's basically it's binding the button here to the disabled attribute, right? So what I need to do is I need to do this as well. No previous slide. No. No. Oh, sorry. Next slide. I think my logic's going to be wrong here. So, I had to do something like this and count. And was this total slides is greater than 1. So that's. I might have to do that backwards. Okay, I think I did that wrong. Is less than 1. This is backwards. So the no next slide has to return true. So if there's no content continuous and total slides is less than 2, that did it. Okay. Yeah. Is it less than equal 1? Would it be less than equal 1? Less than or equal to? God. To 1. That's probably do the same thing. Yeah. Cool. So that's basically what I need to do. So anyways, long story short here is that, yeah, it is the same. Is that I needed to have these values pre-populated on the server and to remove the flashing. Now this got super complicated because I'm also counting the number of slides and adding that to the and creating my context there. So there's a lot going on here. But anyways, but now this is a lot more robust because it doesn't flash, it doesn't do all this stuff, right? Could be confusing since you're doing the logic in 2 places now. Yes, it is a little confusing, but the thing is, you have to think of this as like its default state. This will run one time and one time only, and then that's just sort of like setting up the default values for your PHP, and then once that's been rendered and it's on the page, the JavaScript takes over. So it is a little bit confusing in that sense. Now, what I'm doing is a little bit more complicated. Like, for example, I was in my init slides. I had this init slide function down here, and what I was doing here was I was updating the number of slides in there, right? But I'm not doing that anymore. All I'm doing is keeping the slide references, right? You could also set the height and fade the controls when they're right. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that you could do in there, for sure. And I mean, like maybe if I have less than 1, I shouldn't show controls, right? Like there's definitely some quality of life things here that I could mess around with. But I'm really excited about this. So this is the this is the tag processor. So what I'm doing, I'll take you through it real quick. So what I'm doing is I'm filtering the render block of this Block Developer Cookbook IAPI gallery slider. That's the name of the block, right? When you get to 10K installs, yes, I can refactor. When Terrence sends me some money, I'll refactor it. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for a certain list of allowed blocks, basic classes. So I'm getting my using the tag processor, passing the content to it. I want to track the total slides. So then in here, I'm using this thing called a bookmark, which I'd never used before. So the idea behind the bookmark in the tag processor is that I can find a tag, which I'm doing here. I basically want the root tag, right? So I'm looking for the next tag that has the class name of WP Block, Block Developer, Cookbook, EAPI, Gallery Slider, which is going to give me the root element. And then I'm going to set a bookmark. All right, and that bookmark, it's like I'm going to put that aside. Then I'm going to go the next tag, and I'm doing a while loop and a for each. This is super non-performant. It's like O(n) to the power of 50. But excuse me. But basically, I'm looking for the class list for each item, each tag, and then if one of the classes is in the array of these classes, I'm setting the attribute of the interactive gallery, or the data WP interactive with the store name, and then I'm adding this init. I'm binding the init to this callback, right? And then I'm just incrementing total slides, and then I'm trying to do a continue, because once I've done it, I don't need to get through the rest of the classes. I can move on. So once that's done, I'm going to generate my context. Now, I was doing this in the render.php, and probably 90% of the time that's where you're going to be doing it, in here, up here, rather than where I'm doing it. But the reason I'm doing this is because I need to get the total slides. And that's how I can get the numbers, right? So I'm also adding all of the attributes that this block contains. This was a bit convoluted, because when there's a second parameter that's passed to the render block, and you get block, and you get attributes, but it doesn't pass default values, which is super frustrating. So if I had set a value, I would have that value, but if I didn't set it, then autoplay wouldn't be in the array. So I needed to have those default values because I'm using them in other places. Yeah, it's super annoying. So that's a bit frustrating. So that might be something, a quality of life thing that I'll open a ticket for. So anyways, so this is basically saying, if this is null, give me whatever the default value of that particular attribute would be. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm adding some context. So the context is the list of slides. The current slide is always going to be 1 at the beginning, and then the total slides is going to be the total slides. And then, so I'm doing that. And then I'm setting up some global state for my gallery, right? So then I seek my main bookmark, and then I release the bookmark to save some memory. And then what I'm doing is just setting the attribute of the data.wb context, and I'm passing the context in there. And this is a lot of funky fresh stuff, but basically there's a helper function that does this, but it doesn't return. It returns the entire tag and value. So this is just the encoding part. Then I return the updated HTML and return to block content, and that's how I'm doing it. The seek and release thing is the bookmarks. So bookmarks are part of the HTML tag processor, which I should probably just find that right here. And what it allows you to do is find something and come back to it later, basically. So specifically bookmarks, I'll drop this in there too. So what I want to do with the bookmarks is I want to, I need to add the context directive to the root of my block. But I also need to loop through my slides. And the way that the HTML tag processor works is it just kind of goes through, and it doesn't care about where you are and where you live, so I have to set a bookmark. So what I'm doing is I'm getting that tag, then I'm setting the bookmark that references this tag. And then I'm doing the rest of my work. Then I'm going back to that tag, and then I'm going to release it out of memory. And then I'm going to basically set an attribute on that tag of this directive with the content of the context. Does that make sense? Cool. So anyway, so that's how I got it. So it doesn't flash anymore, which is a lot nicer, way nicer, way nicer. Is this almost setting? So what this is doing here, this is setting global state, right? So for this store, it's setting global state. And then it's being overwritten. The store is taking over at that point. It's merging it all together. It's a little bit magical, I have to say. How does it render without the JS stuff? That's a good question. How would it render without the JS stuff? I don't know how I can test that. Before it takes over. Well, it will render. Well, I can show you. I can show you exactly how it will render. If we look at the page source, what am I looking for here? You should be able to see it. Sorry, I have this over there. That's what I want. Okay, sorry. Stand by. So I can look at this. I just want to find. Maybe I'll just find that attribute. I'll find it in the source. So you can see right here. So it's still binding things. So for example, let's look at the buttons. Where's the buttons? Those are the slides. So you can see this button here. It's got the disabled attribute, which is being added by the oh Lord, what am I trying to say? The control specifically. I guess, yeah, it's disabling that one there. This is also disabled. This one's disabled. So it's actually rendering that stuff out, right? And so the view source is going to show you the way that the PHPs are rendering it, right? It's not going to make any changes there. So if you were to take the JavaScript out, it would still render. It should render correctly, which I guess, yeah. Is that what you're looking for? Yeah, cool. All right. Well, so any questions about this? Because I'm gonna jump into 17.9 here in a second if we're all good. By the way, you probably want to type button on those and labels. What are you talking about? Where? Here? I need to put a type of button on my button. My OpenPR. I'm ignoring your OpenPR. You want me to type my button as button? Do I have to do that? Is that really a thing I have to do? Oh, Kevin. Sure. There you go, my friend. Just for you. And a label. Did I not put a label in this? I've got an ARIA label. See, Kevin teaches me basic HTML stuff every time I see him. Okay. Kevin in his OpenPR. Yes, I do like that OpenPR. Kevin has an OpenPR because what I have going on is I have this autoplay thing, which is, where is that? The is that it? Yeah, the init slideshow. This is like an autoplay slideshow. So I wrote this with set interval, and yeah, you're right, Kevin. I should. That's a good one. I wrote it with set in interval, and we had some problems with scope. So there's this with scope hook that comes with the interactivity API, because basically the interval was outside of the whole scope of this thing, so it didn't have access to actions or any of that stuff. But Kevin rewrote it as a request animation frame, which is it's definitely a nicer way of doing it. I just haven't got there yet, Kevin. So get off my back, Kevin. Love you. Okay. I'm gonna do that. That's a good thing, Kevin. Okay, cool. All right. Well, 17.9. Let's take a look. Okay. What's new in 17.9? Gutenberg 17. Okay, whatever. Ezra 17.8. Many contributors focus on polishing the upcoming WordPress 6.5 release. So this release prioritizes stability and bug fixes. Okay. So any new features will not be included, but bug fixes will. Color and typography presets and global styles. Color and typography presets are defined in theme variations. Color and typography presets that are defined in theme variations are now exposed with a color. This is a new feature allows the users to mix mask color. That's cool. Do I have variations on my theme? I do, but I don't have. Okay. What song are we listening to? What is this? Interesting. Okay, that's a pretty cool thing. Indenting lists block items via the tab key. It reports indenting and outdating with the tab. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know about you, but I hated the fact that I could not do that. Gutenberg, that's how you spell it. Gutenberg 17.9. I'm gonna do list. This is an item. This is awesome. Okay, cool. Oh, does it go the other way too? How does it? Can you go the other way? Oop, no, sorry. So you can tab it in. How did they do that? Okay, let's look at the PR because I can tab in, but I can't tab out. Where's the shift? Huh. Okay. So shift tab. Oh, shift tab did it. What was I doing? Command tab maybe? Tab, shift tab. Awesome. That's so cool. That's such a nice thing. I love that. It's yeah, it is shift tab. I think I was it's not like me to typo, but I think I was typoing. So, yeah. Press enter, then backspace. You press enter. Press enter. Press enter, then backspace. Yeah, that'll do it. But if I wanted to move this one, indent. Oh, it only goes once. Okay, so I'm doing shift tab, move it back, tab, move it in. You can only go one level, which is totally fine, and I don't care. Sweet. Shuffle option when choosing patterns. When a pattern is inserted and has categories defined, and where the pattern contains a single top-level block, such as a group block, a shuffle button is exposed in the toolbar that allows the user to cycle through random patterns. This makes it easier to quickly browse through a variety of available patterns in specific scenarios. That seems extremely specific. So there's a shuffle button. Okay. So you have to have categories defined and the pattern contains a single top level block. That's when the shuffle is available. Huh, okay. That's cool. I'm not set up to demo that in real life. I'll just have to take your word for it here. Swap template parts in the inspector. Okay, we already looked at this one. Was this not already? Selected template part in site editor. The replace flow is then now a lot more discoverable with previews of the alternate template parts available to select from the block. This allows for more at a glance. It's probably the headers and footers. Okay, so let's look. Okay, get out of here. Let's go index. So I do this. That's cool. All right, so. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's actually pretty nice. Sorry, what? The image block looks interesting too. That image block looks interesting too. Which one? The one in here? Whoa. I don't know what happened there. Not what I meant to do. Yeah. This sort of rounded corner one. It's kind of neat. Background images can now be set in the root of theme JSON to provide a site-wide background images. That's so cool. There's no UI for that though. But how does it work? Let's see. So background. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. I literally had to fight on how to do Because is it in here? Or was I doing that? Style CSS. Wait, oh, maybe it's my other theme. I think it's my BDC theme. So in here, I had to do this, right? I wonder if I could just change that in there. That's very nice. That's awesome. So this is something that you couldn't do before. Now you can. So I should be able to do all of that. URL. So I need. Oh, does it need to be a? I wonder if it can take. Let's read. Let's read more about this. Provide site-wide background images. That's so cool. For container blocks that use allow blocks, insert before and after actions are now supported on child blocks. Okay, that's pretty cool. Use drag handles to set row and column span. See a dotted line out. Like, oh, that's neat. We were just messing around with that. Yeah, whatever. Oh no, sorry. Yes. And then this one. Oh wait, I have to go to experiments. There's a grid interactivity thing, and if I go, oh yeah, so you can move this around now. Don't know why that's not working, but it's not working. Pretty cool. So you can actually, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. So, okay, what's next? Data views, a lot of data view stuff. Global styles, I wrote background image, template, theme just. This is a big one. I think that's, I don't know why I'm so triggered by that, but that is such a big thing, because when I was building out my block developer cookbook site, I couldn't do this tiled background image in theme JSON. I'm going to put this here, so you just go ahead and take a look at that. But now I should be able to do it as long as I have Gutenberg installed. That's pretty damn cool. Comments about presets, global styles. Yeah, share component. Okay. Oh yeah, Cab was there. It was all right. Introduce the, okay, copy panel plan. What's this one? Remove redundant copy. Oh, I see. He's just removing ordered list setting. Okay, cool. That Akio, he's always doing these really cool, like, just nice little fixes that just kind of just make things a little nicer and better, right? Site editor. Okay. Sidebar, yeah. Patterns, use add shuffle option to sections via use block naming for marking blocks as overriding patterns. Start book, add mechanisms for redirect move stories. Oh, that's cool. After blocks and support before after blocks. Okay. Yeah. Columns, recalculate columns. Pixel group, placeholder text. Don't show public and non-queryable taxonomies. Move scrolling. Site logo. I'm just mumbling. There's a lot of font library stuff. I think they're still kind of working on it here. So, well, they are still working on it, but anyways, I think it's like 5 days and this thing comes out. So, improve content merges and proxies navigation. There's one thing I haven't done with the interactivity API is use the sort of navigate package yet, and I really want to get into that. That's how you can do those sort of like single page application sites things. So I'm going to play around with that sooner than later, I think. Do it with slides? Maybe. Let me think on that for a second. Some component fixes, block editor stuff, use block hooks. Console, I'm selecting bound block. Data views. Okay, site editor. Preserve bindings. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, I wonder how that. Yeah, that's interesting. Block editor, block custom fields, performance. Documentation, lots of docs this time. Yeah, lots of interactivity stuff. So the interactivity, the block editor handbook on the interactivity API, I think is getting more robust. This is why I don't want to type interactivity all the time. Yeah, some really good documentation here that's coming in. I'll have a look at that. If you're in my Discord, by the way, did you get a notification? Kev, did you get a ping when I went live? Because I tried to set that up in my Discord and it wasn't working, but yeah. Nope, didn't happen, eh? I really got to spend some time on my community. I love y'all so much. I feel like I'm neglecting you a little bit. So Kevin's the reason my Discord is still active. He answers all the questions. The message is there. Okay. Yeah, well, I think no ping. Weird. Okay. Yeah, I used a third-party thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll just simplify. Just go drop the link in manually, which is what I've been doing. So, okay. All right. All right. Anyone in here we know? Is anyone in here we know? This is a lot more. Contributor brown chords. Huh. Yeah, I think maybe that's like what I tried to do is I tried to set it up so people could opt into notifications. So if they didn't want to get pinged, it wouldn't ping them, but it didn't work, I guess. So I don't know. All right. Cool. All right. Well, that's 17.9. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff in there. So, yeah. So the interactivity thing that I was talking about, where am I here? So there's the interactivity router, I think is what I'm looking for here. So this is it. So this is the thing I have not played with. Someone opted in. Mentioned block filters or block hooks. Yeah, block hooks. There's a meetup or a developer hour coming up next week. You should definitely check it out. It's about talking about block hooks and how that's going to be helpful. It's not filters though. It's a different type of things. There's too many hooks, names with hooks in them in development, in my opinion. This is for like if you have a template or a pattern. I believe they will work with both. You can have your block be inserted into a thing. Yeah, hawk hooks, higher order component hooks. Don't start with me. So, like for example, like a WooCommerce block, you could have a pattern like a single page that inserts a review button or like a like button or something. That's what this is about. So go check that out. I'm going to hopefully be able to attend it as well. I won't be hosting, but I'll just be there and to hang out. Pattern slots. Pattern slots. Oh, that's interesting. Sort of, yeah. But you basically tell it you tell the name of the block that you're hooking in after. I think so. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this interactivity router. So I've never really used it. I'd like to maybe mess around with it. It seems fairly straightforward. It's still very experimental. But I'd like to maybe add it into slides. So it'd be cool, like maybe if the slide actually linked, if it was a featured image and it linked to another post or something. Maybe that's a way to do it. I don't know. I have to come up with a use case for it. But the movies demo that that they had going on with this thing, this one is all using this stuff. So you can go check and see what's possible. Like when you click through, it doesn't like it, you know, it's a single page application. It doesn't reload from the server every time. Yeah, cool. Yeah, if you're interested in this, go check this out. These are all the recipes from my workshop, and you can go through them individually on your own if you want. You just click on that little button and it takes you through the whole process on how to do these things. So you can do that. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was kind of all I had for today. But was there a question? Somebody was asking me something. Was somebody asking me something? Oh, I know what it was. Titus was asking something way back. What was it? What was it? I'm scrolling through the chat. Can't see it. There it is. My editors cannot see or use featured images in my custom post type and can't wrap my head around it. I'm not aware of any capabilities that need to be added. I've never seen this one before. Titus, did you get that figured out? Did somebody help you with that? So you have to add support for it in your custom post type. In order to see that, I believe. Post types. Like you have to add thumbnail in your supports array. Are you doing that? Is Titus still here? Titus, you here? Titus. You have to add the supports or the thumbnail to the supports thing. If you haven't done that, then that's most likely why that's not showing up. They gone. Oh, one thing I did learn was, can I show it here? Do I have it on my other computer? I can see the viewer. I can't see the viewer list. I don't have access. I have access, but I don't have. Just stop, Kevin. God damn it. Even I can. I know. I just don't have it in front of me. What was I going on about? I had tweeted something the other day about data resolvers, and I learned some kind of cool stuff about it. That you can refresh data from various hooks. It's not really that intuitive, unfortunately. I have a tweet somewhere that I can share. This is my Twitters. Oh, I'm apparently right there. This is it. I wanted to share this because figuring out the data stuff is a little bit complicated. So if you're using a hook, the use entity record hook, you have to invalidate the resolution of get entity record, because that's what's happening under the hood, and that is the best way to do it, as far as I can tell. Now, this also works for use entity prop as well. So if you're using use entity prop to get the post meta and you want to refresh that call, you use the same invalidator, which is a bit weird. Now, I think it got me thinking that it might be very cool for these hooks to return the invalidation function as well, because they return the record, they return is resolving, and they return a couple of constants as to like the status, I think, like, you know. But then if there was like another one added at the end, so you could invalidate that resolution whenever you needed to. I think that would be a nice little addition. I don't know how often people are invalidating resolutions. And a few times professionally. I had a block once where we were basically it was attached PDFs, and what it was it allowed you to order all the attached PDFs. It was for, I can't remember what the client was, but it was a legal firm or something. Yeah, for use entity records. Well, there is some. The developer blog's got an article on there.
Yeah, so there's this one. This is kind of a primer on it. And this is really going to get you like 90% of the way, right? Like the thing that's going to get confusing though is sort of the other parameters. I have an older article as well on it, using the get entity records version, which is basically the underlying thing that is called in the hook. You have to do a bit more work, but basically the part that's going to get a bit complicated for you is the temp, is what's passed to it, right? But if you need deep stuff, it's hard. Can you give me an example of what you're trying to do? Because the thing you have to keep in mind is that it's a REST endpoint, right? So you can't do all of the same WP query stuff, unfortunately. You can do some of it, like per page and post IDs and stuff like that. Yeah. So, like, throw me an example of what you're looking for. You don't have to do it here. You can DM it to me or whatever, and I'm happy to take a look. Because these entities are hard to get really good documentation on. They're just a little bit complicated in the sense of, like, it's a bit terse. It's a bit opaque as to what you can pass and what you can't pass. I learned a bit of it. There's some limitations, like in my advanced query loop plugin, there are some limitations as to what you can actually do. Is this? Oh, this is me. I'm refactoring this to add classes. Oh my god. So the REST endpoint, like, for example, it's really slow. Like there's a series of order by things that are not supported, like menu order, menu value, random, stuff like that, right? So you have to add all that stuff in. Where's my? Oh, I think oh, why is that in there? That should not be in there. That should not be in there. Yeah, like there's, things like this. So it's a mess. Let's take a look. Use data helpers. Zoom in. So we're gonna use the special core undo root site. Okay. I think this is great. Like, I don't know. Save entity recognize new settings. It's pretty cool. Like, I think this is great. Export, use data helper. I would be cautious about wrapping up too much functionality inside of new functionality, because yeah, it's just because a lot of this you can just do directly, right? Like the save entity record stuff. Like, so I would just be a little bit cautious around that. Not that it's a bad idea, but just, if internal functionality changes, you have to do stuff. Save settings is mutates everywhere. You'll run into bugs very fast. Save settings. You're talking. Sorry, what? Save settings? Save. Where's your save settings? This one? Saved settings. Where's saved settings? Oh, it's coming from here. Yeah, you shouldn't be modifying that. Or I guess you're not modifying. Oh, no, you are. No, you're not modifying that. Yeah, that. Yeah, you're gonna want to you're gonna want to change the way you're doing this. Like I think the way to do it would be to, instead of taking your save settings and modifying this, I would take all your save settings, spread them in this object, then overwrite the specific ID that you're looking for inside of that. I think that's what we would want to do, eh, Kev? Similar to like, actually similar to like how we're doing controls. Controls? Similar to how you were doing like something like this. So like on change. So we've got our query. And then I'm taking the attributes of the query, which is the one that's coming in, right? And then just modifying the exact things that I do, but I'm basically creating a new object every time. What does set settings do? Maybe we should just mutate Redux store. Set setting? What is it? Sorry. Set settings do. Yeah, it's very cool though. I love doing stuff like this. Like I did a set setting with this one, right? So that's just basically mutating that. I don't know if you need this set setting, because if you're modifying the existing save settings here, like I don't know. Maybe it could return an I don't know, an object with a single item or something. I don't really know. Something to store directly. Yeah, that's probably what you want to do. The best way would be to set entity record to keep history with undo, redo. Oh yeah, but that would be tied to the store though, would it not? Like you mean like save entity record here? It's kind of cool though. It's very neat. Very, very neat. Yeah, Kevin's the guy to talk to you about this. He knows way more about this kind of stuff. But I think what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have, like, as soon as you call save entity record, that does that not hit an endpoint? I'm pretty sure that hits the endpoint and persists it to the database, right? So that's like the last thing, the last step. You're going to want to have, you know, all this stuff in store. Like stored in the store, so you can undo and redo. Yeah. So when I built my page for that is a bind to a submit button. Yeah. When I did my store for the pre-published checklist, I did like its own store completely. And then at the end of it, it's saved to an option, basically just in here. Basically what you're doing here. So. This is cool. Very cool. It doesn't. Undo doesn't work there though. The undo doesn't. No, it doesn't. You have to build that. Like you'd have to have your own undo to get that working. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be an interesting thing to figure out. This is really new though. Really cool though. Thanks for sharing it. Very cool. All right, 1:45 my time. I could have done it with only just, but at the moment you can't with what's WS by API. Only if you register this, but can't edit what's in WP options via API. Sure you can. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. So like, where is this thing? Let me just see what I did here. What did I do here? Min. Here. Did I actually do register my setting? Yeah, I registered a setting. I just registered a setting for it. And show and rest the schema, blah, 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 blah. And then, where's my store? Oops. So the data store is in here, index. So my resolvers handle that. So selectors, resolvers, you can still get settings. So I'm hitting the get entity record root site. So I'm doing the same thing. So where's my save? Where's my save? It's in the action somewhere. Save it. Yeah. So this is exactly doing that. Makes it admin only manage options. Cap is required. Well, I mean, if you're building an admin page, you're gonna have to have the level. You're gonna have to the manage options capability to manage an admin page, anyways, right? Is that not what we're building? Right? Yeah. So you're gonna need that option. Yeah. For it to work, but basically. Yeah. I wonder if I could do. I didn't need an undo actually in here, because it was just, very very simple things. This is kind of old actually. I was using thunks, which I think are super fun and they're great to say. I enjoy saying the word thunk. Dispatch and registry. Dispatch core. Save entity record. It's interesting. Cool. Anyways, I don't know if any of this code helps, but you're absolutely welcome to steal any of it. It's probably a little out of date now, but yeah, you're welcome to take it. Cool. So, what was I gonna say? I think that's it. Oh, you checked it already? Okay. Sweet. Nice. Well, I think that's probably it for me today. I'm going to wrap it up. I got a bunch of editing to do. I realized I didn't edit my last video before I went to WordCamp Asia, so I got like three edits to get up today, hopefully. Yeah, I am interested to hear what you all have to say about what you want to see on this stream. Undo, redo helper for for interactivity API on next stream. So. But it's front end? You want to have front end stuff? Oh, you know what I was thinking might be cool is a to-do list. In the interactivity API on the front end, and just have it saved to like persistent local storage or something. But I could do an undo and redo for that. That would be cool. So you could undo and redo. Undo and redo. Undo, redo. I'm going to say it a bunch of times. Hey, Kevin. Can I just say that, can we rework admin notices on stream? Oh yeah, it'd take 10-15 minutes. That'd be fine. Be good. To do MVC.com. What is this? Add it there. What's this? Oh, that's cool. Compile.js. Labs. Interesting. To do in every technology. Well, I will see if I can add that somehow. That's pretty fun. I think a to-do would be, I mean, everyone does a to-do list, right? And so if you have that just sitting on there, I think we could do some cool things there. Anyways, that might be my next one. To-do MVC. That's funny. Thanks for sharing that, Kev-Roo. Had a great time hanging out with Kevin. Got to hang out with Kevin and Jeffrey Carendang. And we went to which after party was it? It was the American Eagle, not the clothing company. The agency, and they were gracious enough to host us all. We had a great time. It was a lot of fun. What were we at? Well, probably that website right there. Anyways, Good times. It was good times. Apparently things got crazy after I left, but I had to go to bed because I'm an old man. That was cold. It was so cold in Taipei. So cold. All right. But on that note, I'm going to say goodbye to you all. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I will be streaming again next week regularly from now on. 6.5 is coming out. You best expect that's going to be a lot of interactivity API, a lot of block binding stuff going on here, maybe a little bit of both, mix it together, all that fun stuff. But anyways, I will see you all later. I'm gonna see if someone else is. Do I want to see if someone else is streaming? I don't think anyone else is. I'm just gonna say goodbye. All right, you all the best. Talk to you soon. Thanks.